The Pomodoro method, writing notes, studying in the morning, doing mind maps, the Cornell note-taking method, and flashcards. Everyone on YouTube talks about how amazing these study tips are, but a lot of you guys told me that they don't work for you. Don't worry, I'm gonna save you guys one last time before 2021 ends. So here are basic study tips you should leave in 2021 and their better alternatives. Oh, and Happy New Year! These study tips are popular for a reason, and that's because they do work for a lot of people. So if they work for you, continue applying them in your study routine. This video is for students that just can't understand how studying in the morning is effective when they can't even wake up for breakfast. I'll never stop attacking you guys at the beginning of my videos. Let's start. What to do if the Pomodoro method does not work for you? An overwhelming majority of you on Instagram said that the Pomodoro Technique does not work for you. Well, great news, it does not work for me either, and here's why. The Pomodoro Technique is a super popular time management technique in which you study for 25-minute intervals, then take 5-minute breaks in between. Most tasks take more than 25 minutes to complete, so I find it incredibly frustrating when I have to keep interrupting my work every 25 minutes in order to take a break. So instead, I'll be introducing to you guys two new time management techniques for you to try: FLOWTIME and batching. FLOWTIME is a time management technique where you take one task and do it for as long as you can. Then, you take a break when you've completed the task or when you've become tired. On the other hand, batching is when you group many similar tasks together and complete them in one go before taking a break. Let's talk about FLOWTIME first. The goal of the FLOWTIME technique is to make sure that you have an uninterrupted workflow and you only take breaks when you need to. So to do this time management technique, you need to track your start time, end time, and work length. Your spreadsheet can look like this. Keep in mind, you cannot and should not multitask, meaning you can't assign studying chemistry as your task if you're going to do your homework, study a new topic, do 10 practice questions, and revise on old material in one study session. All these should be separate tasks on their own. You have to pick only one specific task you're going to focus on for each study session. For example, let's just say you need to write an essay. Write down your start time. After you have spent 1 hour researching about the topic and reading reference books, you are now really tired. It's time to take a break. Write down how long your break was, then continue with writing your essay. Lastly, write down your end time and work length. If you're someone that procrastinates or gets distracted a lot, then have a section in your spreadsheet where you write down your interruptions. After a few study sessions, you should be able to identify exactly what is distracting you during your study sessions and then work to eliminate them. This is a tip that I explained in my How to Stay Focused When Studying and Stop Daydreaming video that you can check out here. The FLOWTIME technique can help you focus on detailed tasks without interrupting your workflow, which is the biggest problem all of us face when it comes to the Pomodoro method. There is a con to the FLOWTIME technique, which is that you have to be very disciplined. When you don't have a set duration of time for your study breaks, like 5 minutes in the Pomodoro technique, then you might end up spending 2 hours on a break if you're not disciplined. If you're worried that you'll take breaks that are too long, here are some suggestions for you. Feel free to set a timer if that helps you. Be sure to check out my video on how to be more disciplined here. Next, let's talk about batching. I'll keep this short. You see, the FLOWTIME technique is great for when you have a huge detailed task that you need to focus on, like finishing a project or studying for a subject. But what if you have many small tasks that you need to complete, like completing homework for multiple subjects, revising flashcards, replying to emails, exercising, and meeting friends? This is where batching comes in. It allows you to complete a lot of work in a shorter amount of time. So instead of doing history homework in the morning, biology homework in the afternoon, and maths homework at night, you group them together and do them all at once in the morning. Instead of going on social media or gaming for 1 hour a few times a day, just dedicate 4 hours to social media at night. Trust me, you'll get so much more done in a shorter amount of time because you're not wasting time in between completing each task. I did explain more details about batching in my video titled Why You're Always Busy But Unproductive that you can check out here. So, if the Pomodoro Technique does not help you, I hope that either FLOWTIME or batching will. Before I explain the replacements for making notes, studying in the morning, making mind maps, and so much more, you guys need to watch this video in order to have a productive 2022. Real Productivity: How to Build Habits That Last by Thomas Frank. You have to watch Lesson 8, where Thomas explains how to efficiently track your habits and review your progress, and Lesson 9, where he explains what you do when you failed. But to be honest, you should just watch the whole thing because it's so concise and easy to understand. You can watch this class for free because the first 1,000 of you guys who click the link in my description box will get a free 1-month trial of the premium membership for Skillshare. If you don't want to watch this class, don't worry, Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes on everything from entrepreneurship to leadership to art and photography, so you can check those out instead. Thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Next, what to do when making notes does not work for you. If you think that making detailed notes are too time-consuming or ineffective, here are some alternatives. After you have studied a topic, take a blank piece of paper and scribble down everything you can remember about the topic without looking at your textbook. Once you're done, get your textbook and circle the areas you have missed or have gotten wrong. Only revise those parts. If you really don't want to write, you can always record yourself explaining the topic, listen to the recording again, then refer to your textbook for the same effect. This study technique called blurting allows you to quickly identify what you don't know while reinforcing what you already know. The second alternative to making detailed notes is to limit yourself to 1 page, meaning you can only use 1 page to house all your notes for one topic. So you roughly divide your page into sections, so 5 sections for 5 subtopics and so on. Use a pencil so that you can adjust the borders accordingly. Write the page number of the subtopic in its respective section. Now, you can only write the most important things from each subtopic in that one tiny box. Basically, when you're done, you will use this page as a guide for when you're revising your topic. This method of making notes is great because it takes very little time compared to making detailed notes, and it also forces you to focus on only the important parts of the chapter. Hopefully, these 2 alternatives are better for you compared to making detailed notes. Next, what to do when studying in the morning does not work for you. I've said this before, but studying in the morning is a great habit, but it isn't for everyone. You should instead study according to your energy levels. Draw out your energy levels throughout the day. Study when you have a lot of energy and rest when you have no energy. Next, what to do when mind maps don't work for you. An advertisement might play in the next few seconds, so if you want to support this channel, please do not skip the ads. Thank you. The thing is, mind maps also don't work for me when I use it as a note-taking method. But I do find that mind maps are the best way to outline, understand, and recap a topic. If you're someone that forgets everything after studying a topic, then this next tip is extremely important for you. Before you study a topic, draw a mind map containing all the subtopics. When you're studying, slowly add branches to each subtopic. By the end, you should have a completed mind map that contains important keywords, processes, and how each subtopic is related to each other. You see, the reason why a lot of us forget everything after studying a topic is because we simply don't understand how each concept is related to each other. So, in our minds, we have like a million separate things to remember, which is simply too overwhelming for our brains, and that's why we forget most things that we learn. So when you use your mind map, not as a note-taking tool, but as something to help you outline a topic, when exam is near, you'll be able to just see the title of the topic and immediately know all the components in that topic, because there's a very clear flow between each subtopic. So the key is to not use your mind map as a note-taking method, but to use it as a tool to help you outline and understand a topic. Next, what to do when the Cornell note-taking method does not work for you. If you don't know, here's what the Cornell note-taking method looks like. The Cornell note-taking method is not the only note-taking method out there. Here are some other examples. First, you have the outline method. You write the main topic here, and the supporting details here, and the examples or your supporting thoughts here. The outline method is way easier to do and it's much quicker as well. Be careful though, even though this note-taking method is quick and efficient, it does not show how each subtopic or concept is related to each other. You might need to do a mind map to overcome this problem. You can also do flashcards. But what if flashcards don't work for you? Take a piece of paper and fold it in half. Write your definitions or subtopics on one side and your short points on the other side. This is way quicker than doing flashcards, and you're not limited by a small space on a small piece of paper. Just cover one side of the page when you want to revise and you're good to go. If you want more note-taking methods, feel free to check out my video here, and no, you don't need an iPad in order to implement these tips. If you've made it this far, comment down below which popular study method does not work for you and why. I'll be sure to reply you. I hope I have tackled everything that you guys want me to mention. Be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any future uploads. Happy New Year! Thank you guys for 294,000 subscribers, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye bye!